Have you ever noticed that right before something incredible happens in your life, things feel like they're falling apart? Your emotions run wild. Old problems you thought you'd healed suddenly show up again. People from your past reappear. Opportunities collapse out of nowhere. And in that moment, you start thinking, am I going backward? But here's the truth. You're not going backward. You're not being punished. You're not losing momentum. You're in the final phase before a quantum jump. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why these strange signs are happening, how they mean your breakthrough is closer than you think, and most importantly, how to navigate them so you don't miss the shift that's waiting for you. Stay with me until the end, because the final sign we'll talk about is the one most people completely ignore, and it's the one that locks in your quantum jump. Understanding the quantum jump process. First, let's make something clear. A quantum jump isn't just a big change. It's a rapid leap from one version of reality to another, bypassing the slow, step-by-step process we're taught to expect. In physics, a quantum leap refers to an electron jumping from one energy level to another without passing through the space in between. In your life, it's when you go from who you've been to who you've decided to become, without the long, drawn-out journey most people think is necessary. But here's the catch. Before you make that leap, your subconscious and your energy field must be in full alignment with your new reality. And that's why, right before it happens, your life can feel chaotic. Not because things are going wrong, but because the old version of you is collapsing and the quantum field is rearranging to match your higher frequency. Section 2, 4 to 8. Sign number 1, intensified emotions. The first sign your quantum jump is close is emotional amplification. You might feel waves of sadness, anger, or anxiety, even if you can't pinpoint a reason. Why? Because your nervous system is recalibrating. Your body is wired to keep you safe. Intuit, safe means familiar. When you start resonating with a higher frequency, the reality of your future self, your subconscious detects it as unknown territory. So it triggers emotional turbulence to pull you back to the familiar. Here's the key. Don't interpret these emotions as proof you're off track. Instead, see them as detox, your old vibration leaving your system. Old patterns resurfacing. Ever notice how right before you level up, old habits, toxic relationships, or self-sabotaging thoughts come back? This is the pattern purge. Your subconscious is bringing these patterns to the surface, not to trap you in them, but to give you the chance to respond differently this time. Think of it as a final rehearsal. How will you act when faced with the same trigger? Will you react the old way or choose the new you? Unexpected delays or setbacks. Here's where most people give up. You were gaining momentum, your manifestation felt close, and suddenly, something falls through. A deal collapses, plans get postponed, you lose something you thought you needed. But in quantum reality, this isn't a no, it's a recalibration. The field is reorganizing the path so your new timeline unfolds in the highest way possible. Your job here isn't to force things back on track. It's to trust the pause. This is where surrender becomes your greatest tool. Increased synchronicities. At the same time delays happen, you might notice an increase in signs, repeating numbers, meaningful coincidences, messages in random conversations. These are not random. Synchronicities are quantum breadcrumbs, letting you know your vibration is locking onto the frequency of your desired reality. The more you follow them, the faster the jump. The quiet before the leap. This is the one almost no one talks about. After the turbulence, the emotions, and the strange signs, there comes a stillness. It's almost eerie, like nothing is happening. But in truth, everything is happening behind the scenes. This is the quantum equivalent of a bow being pulled back before release. If you try to force action in this phase, you disrupt the trajectory. If you relax and align, the leap happens naturally. How to stabilize and complete the jump. Knowing the signs isn't enough. You have to know how to move through them without falling back into your old reality. Here's your quantum jump navigation framework. Anchor in your future self daily. Visualize and feel as if your quantum reality is already here, not just in meditation, but throughout your day. Neutralize emotional triggers. When emotions spike, label them without judgment. This is old energy leaving. The identity lag phenomenon. One of the most overlooked reasons people feel stuck right before a quantum jump is identity lag. Your consciousness might have already accepted the new reality, but your habits, decisions, and self-image are still operating from the old version of you. This creates friction, and that friction can feel like resistance from the universe. But it's not resistance. It's your system catching up. Think of it like downloading a massive update to your computer. The screen might freeze, glitch, or restart a few times. But once the update installs, everything runs smoother, faster, and on a new level. Quantum compression. Why time feels weird. Right before a quantum leap, many people experience distorted time. Days feel longer or shorter. Events that used to take months happen in a week, while things you expect quickly get delayed. This is called quantum compression, when multiple timelines are collapsing into one dominant reality. The stretching or shrinking of time is just your perception adjusting to that merge. When you notice this, don't panic. It means the improbable is becoming inevitable. The magnetic drop. Imagine holding a magnet above metal shavings. As you lower it, they suddenly jump to the magnet. Not gradually, but instantly. Your energy works the same way. When your frequency gets close enough to the reality you want, it snaps into place. But right before the snap, there's often a strange drop. A feeling of sudden tiredness, emptiness, or even doubt. That drop is the last moment before the pull becomes unstoppable. Shadow integration. Moments your quantum leap doesn't just pull forward your light, and it also brings up your shadow. Old insecurities, buried fears, shame you thought you buried years ago. This isn't a setback. The shadow is showing itself so it can become integrated into the new identity instead of sabotaging it later. You're not regressing, you're becoming whole. Relationship recalibration. One of the clearest and most uncomfortable signs you're close to a jump is relationship shifting. Some people suddenly feel distant. Others seem triggered by you for no reason. Or you might meet brand new people who feel weirdly familiar. That's because relationships are energy exchanges. And as your frequency changes, your connections adjust to match it. Some will fade out, some will upgrade, some will arrive out of nowhere. This isn't loss, it's alignment. Random obstacles as skill tests. Right before a quantum jump, life will often throw you oddly specific, random challenges. Your car breaks down, your flight gets canceled, your presentation slides disappear right before a meeting. They're not punishments, they're micro tests for your nervous system. They ask, can you stay in your new energy, even under pressure? If you pass these calmly, your leap accelerates. Surreal overlap moments. Some people report moments where reality feels doubled. You see a person or event and get déjà vu. Not because you've lived it before, but because you've glimpsed it from the timeline you're stepping into. These overlaps are proof your quantum jump is already underway. They're like parallel realities shaking hands. The urge to purge. Right before a leap, you might feel an intense urge to clean, declutter, or change your appearance. You suddenly want to throw out old clothes, delete old files, or rearrange your room. This isn't just tidying up. It's your subconscious creating space for the new frequency to land. Physical space mirrors energetic space. The silent confirmation. The most powerful sign you're about to leap is often subtle. You just know. There's no external proof yet. No massive sign in the sky. But deep inside, you feel a quiet, unshakable certainty. This is coherence, when your mind, heart, and body all agree on the new reality. Once this clicks, the leap becomes inevitable. Your leap is already in motion. Here's the truth almost no one tells you. You don't make the leap happen. You allow it to complete. The moment you set the intention, the quantum field started rearranging. Every delay, every emotional spike, every strange sign was part of the arrival, the energy plateau. Before the rise, right before you quantum jump, Your energy might feel flat, no big highs, no crushing lows, just neutral. It's not that nothing is happening, it's that your system is stabilizing for the leap. Like a bowstring pulled back, the pause is the moment before release. The out-of-place sensation. You may start feeling like you don't fully belong in your current life anymore. Your job, your home, even your daily routines might feel strangely foreign. This is your frequency outgrowing your current environment. It's your soul whispering, "We're moving soon." Micro miracles in disguise. Tiny, unexpected things begin lining up. You overhear the exact advice you needed. The sudden pull to the unknown. You might get strong, random urges to travel somewhere, learn a new skill, meet a certain person. These pulls often make no logical sense, but they're magnetic because they're part of the new reality calling you forward. Following them often unlocks key steps in the leap. Dreams that feel too real. In this phase, your dreams might become vivid, cinematic, and emotionally charged. Sometimes you wake up with answers you didn't have before. Other times you meet people or experience places that later show up in your waking life. This is your subconscious rehearsing your next reality. The unexplainable calm. Oddly enough, many people feel peace right before their biggest change. Even if life still looks chaotic on the outside, something in you knows you're safe, guided, and on track. This calm is the moment your vibration matches your new reality enough for it to lock in. Signs of synchronicity, intensifying, repeating numbers. Hearing the same phrase from multiple people. Songs that perfectly mirror your thoughts. When synchronicities multiply, it means your thoughts, feelings, and external world are aligning into coherence. The exact condition for a quantum leap. Realizing it was never about getting there. The most profound moment in the leap is realizing the destination isn't where the magic is. The magic is in the transformation you became to reach it. When you grasp this, the leap is no longer something you chase, it's something you naturally step into. The sudden urge to release. You might find yourself cleaning, decluttering, or letting go of things you once thought you'd never part with. It's not just physical. You might also feel a pull to release relationships, habits, or even certain versions of yourself. This is the energetic shedding that makes space for the leap. Feeling time stretch and collapse. Days might feel longer, or time might feel like it's moving impossibly fast. This distortion happens when you're no longer fully anchored in your current timeline. Your awareness is dipping into the reality you're about to embody. Deep inner stillness amid chaos. Even if your outer world feels unstable, there's a part of you that remains unmoved. That's the higher self anchoring your shift. The stillness is the proof that your identity is no longer tied to circumstances. Loss of interest in the old reality's rules. You stop caring about how things are supposed to work. You feel less concerned with external approval or societal timelines. This is the moment you start creating from the quantum field instead of the collective script. The surge of creative impulses. New ideas rush in, often at inconvenient times. You feel compelled to write, draw, speak, start projects, or explore paths you've never considered. This creativity is not random. It's the frequency of your new timeline streaming through you. Temporary disorientation. You may walk into a room and forget why, lose track of the day, feel out of phase with the moment. It's not forgetfulness. It's your brain remapping to match a new energetic framework. Heightened sensitivity to energy. Crowded places feel overwhelming. You pick up on subtle moods or unspoken tensions more easily. This is your awareness sharpening to navigate the more refined frequency you're stepping into. Magnetic encounters. You start meeting people who seem oddly familiar, or they share your exact vision, goals, or dreams. These meetings are not coincidence. They are anchor points in your next reality showing up to greet you. Unexpected pauses from the universe. Plans get delayed, projects stall. Instead of fighting it, you notice the pause has a hidden alignment. The delay actually positions you better. This is timeline orchestration at work. The quiet realization you're ready. It doesn't come with fireworks. One day you just know. You're no longer waiting for the leap. You are the leap. From this moment, manifestation stops being something you try to do. It becomes something you naturally express. Sudden surges of synchronicity. You start noticing repeating numbers, aligned conversations, or overhearing exactly the message you needed. These aren't random. They're resonance markers showing your frequency is matching your new timeline. Emotional flashbacks to old versions of you. Past memories may resurface unexpectedly. It's not regression. It's your subconscious presenting outdated patterns for one final release before the shift locks in. Dreams that feel more real than waking life. You might wake up feeling you've been somewhere else, and in a way you have. Your consciousness is rehearsing and stabilizing your new reality in the dream state. Identity discomfort. You feel weird when doing old habits or talking about your old life, almost like wearing clothes that don't fit anymore. This is a sign you've already stepped into a new identity energetically. Random bursts of gratitude for no reason. You'll feel waves of appreciation that aren't tied to anything specific. Gratitude is the purest frequency signal for attracting and locking in your next reality. Disruptive dreams that wake you at 3 a.m. This isn't insomnia. It's your subconscious purging and reorganizing itself. The 3 a.m. wake-up often means your mind is syncing with higher vibrational rhythms. People start saying, "You've changed." Some mean it as a compliment, others as confusion. Either way, it's proof your energy has shifted enough to be noticed. You notice quantum echoes. Past situations show up one last time. The same conversation, opportunity, or challenge. But you handle it differently. This is the closing of a loop before your jump. Feeling pulled towards solitude. You crave alone time, even if you're normally social. This is your energy protecting itself while your frequency stabilizes. Weird tech glitches. Phones freeze, apps crash, lights flicker. These aren't always just technical issues. Your energetic output can literally disrupt electronics during big shifts. Heightened intuition. You just know things before they happen. This isn't a new gift. It's your natural perception becoming clearer as your vibration rises. Sudden clarity on past pain. Memories resurface, but without the old emotional weight. That's your nervous system releasing the stored frequency of those events. Feeling like you're in two worlds, one foot in your old life, one in the new. Almost dreamlike. This is the in-between phase right before your jump fully locks in. Emotional lag. You react to something, then immediately think, why did I even get upset? That's your new self catching the old self mid-pattern. Shifts in appetite or food cravings. You suddenly lose the taste for certain foods or crave unusual ones. Your body is literally asking for fuel that matches your new vibration. Conversations feel off with certain people. It's not that you dislike them. You just can't connect like before. It's because you're no longer matching their frequency. Physical restlessness. You can't sit still or feel an urge to rearrange your space. This is your energy trying to clear the old to make room for the new. Moments of deep silence in your mind. The chatter stops, even if just for seconds. That stillness is your alignment point, the doorway into your quantum jump. Sudden urges to learn something new. You feel drawn to books, videos, or skills that seem random now, but will become highly relevant in your next reality. Physical sensations in your chest or crown. Warmth, tingling, or pressure, especially when thinking about your future. These are energetic activations, syncing your body to your higher frequency. You catch yourself talking about your future in present tense. Instead of saying, I want to, you say, I am, or I have. That linguistic shift is a massive sign of an identity upgrade. Old opportunities return in better form. Something you missed out on before comes back, but now aligned with who you've become. That's the quantum field mirroring your growth. Feeling over things you once chased. You're no longer desperate for the outcome you used to want so badly. That detachment is what actually magnetizes it faster. You experience a moment and swear you've been here before. That's you brushing up against parallel timelines. Old wounds resurface, emotions or memories you thought were healed come back up. They're not here to hurt you. They're here to be released for good. Feeling like time speeds up or slows down, hours disappear in moments, or minutes feel like hours. You're syncing with nonlinear time. Animals or nature react differently around you. Dogs approach you, birds linger near, sunsets feel more intense. Nature is mirroring your frequency shift. Objects breaking or malfunctioning, electronics glitch. Light bulbs flicker. Things just stop working. The old energetic imprint is literally collapsing. Random waves of gratitude. You suddenly feel grateful for no reason at all. That's your vibration locking into abundance. Losing interest in certain entertainment, movies, shows, or music you used to love feel empty now. You've outgrown the frequency they carry. Feeling drawn to minimalism or decluttering. You have an urge to throw things out or simplify. You're clearing energetic space for the new reality. Sudden alignment with old dreams. A childhood desire suddenly feels possible again. Your future self is reminding you of the blueprint you had all along.